Good morning to one and all. Happy Sunday. We are all gathered here to hear from lawyer Nisha Madam about prevention on sexual harassment at workplace. We all should be aware of it and be bold to speak it out. If we are strong and bold, no one will take advantage of us. Now, as usual, here we go with our formalities. Now, small presentation about our CARE, Chidambaram Academy of Refinement and Enrichment, presented by our CARE trainer, Sahana. Over to you, Sahana.
Okay, ma'am. CARE, Chidambaram Academy of Refinement and Enrichment, was started on 5th September 2006 and named after the renowned freedom fighter, Mr. V.O. Chidambaram of Thoothukudi. The main objective of CARE is societal development through human resource development. We have a easy accessibility. CARE has 11 zonal offices across South India, namely Madurai, Tiruchi, Kovai, Vellore, Chennai, Hosur, Puduvai, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and Kerala. Services offered by CARE: training and development, guidance and counseling, legal support, recruitment. Other services like corporate films and training videos, corporate magazines, GST services and training, translation works, event management, and CSR activities. All our activities and services are guided under our founder director CARE, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, professor, psychologist, trainer, advocate, and social worker. And also by our joint director CARE, Mr. S. Balachandar, director, ELM World Academy, Hosur. You can contact us through the given mobile numbers. Also visit our website for more information. You can write us for any query in the following mail ID. Join us through social media by subscribing our YouTube channel for free motivational videos. CARE HRD for success. All our online sessions is also being shared in the YouTube channel. You can also find us in Facebook, CARE HRD India. Just to formally welcome the chief guest, now I may request her to please accept the bouquet.
Welcome, madam.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sahana. These new participants will be aware of us now, and the old participants will be bored of us now, Sahana. Next, I invite Mr. N. Pandian sir, Zonal Director Chennai, to deliver his inaugural address and introduce our faculty. Over to you, sir.
நன்றிமா.
நன்றி சார்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இந்த ஒரு அருமையான நிகழ்வில் திருவாட்டி நிஷா அவர்களை நம்ம அறிமுகப்படுத்துவதில் மகிழ்ச்சி கொள்கிறோம். சென்னையைச் சேர்ந்தவர். தனது துவக்க படிப்பிலேயே விளையும் பெயர் முளையிலேயே தெரியும் என்பது போல துவக்கத்திலேயே கார்பரேட் செக்ரட்டரிஷிப்பை துவக்கினார்கள், படிப்பை முடித்தார்கள். பின்னர் பட்ட மேற்படிப்பை பெற்றார்கள். வணிக நிர்வாக படிப்பில் ஒரு பட்டயத்தை பெற்றார்கள். அது இல்லாமல் ஏசிஎஸ்ஸில் இன்டர்வியூ முடித்திருக்கிறார்கள். தன்னுடைய பணிகளில் மிக 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 முக்கியமான பணிகளாக அவர் சார்ந்திருந்தது நிறுவனங்கள் சட்டம் சார்ந்து சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தில் 2 ஆண்டுகள் பணியாற்றியிருக்கிறார்கள். இன்டர்நேஷனல் லா ஃபார்ம் ட்ரேட்மார்க் அட்டர்னியாக பணியாற்றியிருக்கிறார்கள். இன்டலெக்சுவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி ரைட்ஸ் இந்த பணியும் அவர்கள் மேற்கொண்டு வருகிறார்கள். ஒரு 2 கார்ப்பரேட் நிறுவனங்களில் அவர்கள் பணியாற்றியிருக்கிறார்கள். அனைத்திலுமே சட்டத்துறையை சார்ந்து தலைமை பொறுப்பை வைத்திருக்கிறார்கள். ஒரு பணி செய்யும் பொழுது அவர்கள் அங்கே சிறந்து விளங்குகிறார்கள் என்றால் பல்வேறு பாராட்டுகளும் பெறுவதில் ஐயம் ஒன்றுமில்லை. அவ்வாறாக அவர் பணியாற்றிய இடங்களில் பண பரிசுகளை பெற்றுள்ளார்கள். மிகச்சிறந்த பணியாற்றிய காலகட்டங்களில் வெளிநாட்டு சுற்றுச்செலவை நிறுவனமே அனைத்து செலவுகளை மேற்கொண்டு வெளிநாட்டு சுற்றுச்செலவுக்கு அவரை அனுப்பியிருக்கிறார்கள். ஒரு நல்ல பேச்சாளர், நல்ல தொழில் முனைவோர், மற்றவருடைய மேம்பாட்டுக்காக உரையாற்றுவோர். அந்த வகையில் பல்வேறு இடங்களில் அவர் உரையாற்றி வரும் காலகட்டத்தில் வேலம்மாள் கல்லூரி அழைத்து அவரை பேசி சொல்லும் பொழுது அவருக்கு சிறந்த தொழில் முனைவோருக்கான விருது அளித்து அந்த கல்லூரி பெருமை கொண்டது. தனது சமூக பணியினுடைய முத்தாய்ப்பாக நாம் அனைவரும் அறிந்த ஒரு வழக்கினை அவர்கள் மேற்கொண்டது என்பது ஒரு வழக்கு தன்னிடத்தில் வருகிறது, அந்த வழக்கினை நான் எடுத்து நடத்துகிறேன் என்பது வேறு. வெளிக்கொணர்வு என்பது வேறு. செல்வி வினோதினி அவர்கள் முகத்தில் ஆசிட் வீசினார்கள். அதை இவர்கள் முன்னோட்டம் செய்து அந்த வழக்கினுடைய முழு சாராம்சத்தையும் அறிந்து கொண்டு அரசுக்கும் சட்டத்திற்கும் தெரியப்படுத்தி அந்த பெண்ணுடைய நீதி அந்த பெண்ணுக்கு நீதி வழங்கக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு அவர்கள் போராட்டம் நடத்தினார்கள். இந்த வெளிக்கொணர்வது என்பது பூனைக்கு யார் மணி கட்டுவது என்பது போல ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு வீட்டு நிகழ்ச்சியெல்லாம் அல்ல, நாட்டு நிகழ்ச்சி. அந்த நாட்டு நிகழ்வில் அதை எதிர்கொள்வது என்பது ஒரு எளிதான பயனே அல்ல. ஆனால் சமூகத்தின் பெயர் கொண்ட அக்கறையால் அந்த சட்டப்பணியை எடுத்து வெளிக்கொணர்ந்தார்கள். இவை அல்லாமல் மகளிர் வளர்ச்சி, மகளிருக்கு வழிகாட்டல், ஏழை மக்களுக்கு, குறிப்பாக பெண்களுக்கு மற்றும் ஏழைகளுக்கும் கூட பல்வேறு சமூக பணிகளை செய்து வருகிறார்கள். இலவய சட்ட உதவிகளை செய்து வருகிறார்கள். இவர்களுடைய மகளிர் மற்றும் மகளிர் மேம்பாடுக்கு பெரும் பணி ஆற்றி வருகிறார்கள். இந்த இளம் அகவிலேயே இவர்களுக்கு இது ஏற்படுகிறது என்றால் இவர்களை பொறுத்தவரையில் அது பெரிதாக ஒன்று கருதப்பட வாய்ப்பில்லை. ஏனென்றால் தன்னுடைய தந்தை திருவாளர் கிருஷ்ணசாமி அவர்கள் பொது உடைமை சார்ந்த எண்ணம் உடையவர், எல்லாரும் பெற வேண்டும் என்ற சிந்தனை உடையவர். அவருடைய பிறங்கடையாக பிறந்த இந்த அம்மையார் பிறக்கும் போதே அந்த தத்துவார்த்தங்களில் மூழ்கி நாம் சமூக மேம்பாட்டிற்கு நம்மாலான உதவிகளை செய்ய வேண்டும். ஆங்கிலத்தில் ஹியூமானிட்டேரியன் பேசிஸ் என்று சொல்வார்கள். மனித வள மேம்பாடு அல்ல, மனித நேயத்துக்கான மேம்பாடை தன்னுடைய மனதில் நிறுத்தி அரும்பணியாற்றி வருகிறார்கள். தன்னுடைய தந்தையினுடைய வழிகாட்டலும் இவர்களுக்கு ஆரம்ப காலகட்டங்களில் உறுதுணையாக இருந்தது. இன்று இந்தியாவிலேயே பல கிளைகளை கொண்ட பெரிய நிறுவனத்தில் இவர் சட்ட பிரிவுக்கு தலைமை பொறுப்பேற்று அந்த நிறுவனத்தை வழிநடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கிறார். இவருடைய வளர்ச்சி என்பது அடிப்படையிலிருந்து ஒவ்வொன்றாக வளர்ந்து வந்த ஒரு நிகழ்வாக அமைந்திருக்கிறது என்றால் அது மிகையாகாது. அப்படிப்பட்ட இவர் இன்றைக்கு மகளிருக்கு தான் செய்து வந்த பணியிடையே மகளிருக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு பணியிடங்களில் சிக்கல்கள் இருக்கிறது, அந்த சிக்கல்களை தவிர்ப்பது எப்படி, அதை எதிர்கொள்வது எப்படி என்று இன்று நமக்கு உரையாற்ற வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். நம்முடைய கேர் நிறுவனத்தின் சார்பாக இவரை வரவேற்பதில் மிக மகிழ்ச்சி கொள்கிறோம். அவர் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் பேசுவதை நாம் பெருமையாக கருதுகிறோம். திருவாட்டி நிஷா அவர்களை பேச அழைக்கின்றேன். வாங்கம்மா, வந்து உரையாற்றுங்க. நன்றி, வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி.
Thank you, sir. Your introduction builds lot of interest to hear the speech from Nisha madam. Now the main picture starts. Before that, as usual, few requests. Type your doubts in the chat box that will be clarified by the trainer at the end of the session. Raise your hands during question answer session. You will be unmuted and you can ask your doubts or share your feedback. You can provide your name, WhatsApp number and city to have further updates of our program. Yes, everything is set. Nisha ma'am, want all our women participants to be bold enough to face anything from tomorrow? Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Sarana. Thanks for everyone in the Chidambaram Academy of Refinement and Engagement HRD team.
Madam, please unmute yourself and speak. Madam, please unmute yourself.
The voice is very feeble, madam.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Can
The
you
mic
hear me?
clear to you, I think it's okay.
Is it fine?
Yes, okay, madam.
Thank you. Good morning, one and all. A special thanks to CARE team, Mr. Krishnamurthy sir, Mr. Sahana, and Mr. Pandian sir, who has given this opportunity to take a seminar in a very sensitive matter, prevention on a sexual harassment policy. Is it audible now?
Madam, audible. Yes, audible, madam.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Like, why did I choose this topic is mainly like nowadays upcoming MNCs and many industries after globalization, we are entering into women are entering into big industries to work upon it, but they couldn't carry on their profession in a very smoothie way, and they don't know what is the solution to carry on. Before entering into the main subject, like I'll just brief on where it is that it starts, like what is the basic of it, like harassment. You know very well that the general English word harassment. Harassment is nothing but an unwelcome behavior of a word or a comment which is from a person to another person. If any word or a comment is used against the woman, it is called a sexual harassment. Where it has been done, it is in the workplace. Workplace includes everything like factories and restaurants, hotels, and any common places or any workplace to any individual woman. It is comes under an aggrieved position. Then it is called a sexual harassment. Why it is very vigorous right now? After a globalization, like when the women are entitled to prove themselves in the society, like they want to raise up their wings and they want to show their talent to the society. They are educating and they are raising up with their talent, and they wanted to equally prove that we are also a human being and we are no way lesser than to the male in this world. So while upcoming this scenario, the unequal powerization between the men and women and the gender inequality, and through the woman will never like men will have always a mindset of like woman is nowhere equal to a man, because I'm not blaming a male in this way. Everywhere like on this, like our society was brought up by the mother, like what they will be telling, like the men always to be shown as a masculine power. They have to show their masculine power before the woman. All this mindset, it was persist to us from the beginning of the like when this after like 50 years of this our development. uh, Mr. Krishnamurthy sir, 1 minute, I'll just hold on.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
One second, I'll just hold on. Extremely sorry for the interruption, some disturbance
Okay.
over here.
It's okay.
Extremely sorry.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So like where like our kids are brought up by the mother, they will be telling always a woman or a man. For the man, they will tell like you should always show your masculine power against the woman. So woman always they say you have to be always dependent on a man. Then when this culture is broken up after the globalization and the education has brought up to the woman, they want to prove and they are coming out of the society and they are establishing themselves. The women are coming up, but the man mindset is still persist with that. Like we have to show that this is not that man's fault. It is our traditional fault. Like where they want to always to show that women are made only for their physical purpose, or what, like they are under me, I want to treat only under me. If like what the sexual harassment is telling, there are three main characteristics is happening in the workplace. One is a male dominated in the sense always a male is talking about against the woman, and what they are made for. When on any such instance, woman is like to prove herself, like they want to deprive and they want to depress a woman on any cause of showing their personal weaknesses. If the woman is coming up in any bold, like they want to show their boldness or their efficiency, like they want to depress a woman in any kind, which could be attack not only the talent, on all their personal attack is happening. This is a main where the male dominated society is always emphasizing against the woman. Second thing is a super hierarchical. If our boss is very big boss is directly having directly doing any unwelcome action or any harassment towards our subordinate, as a woman subordinate, like in such scenario, the woman is not coming up because they will be thinking like our job will be lost because of if I go and complain somewhere else, like my job is be cost. This is taken as an advantage by the male superior. Like we need to always have that. So this all like super bosses is a controlling, it is a self control. Like women are always thinking like, no, we should not go up with that, this will impact to my this job. Obviously the boss could have terminate me, but or in any other way he maybe threaten me else on any circumstances. So this super hierarchical boss is always controlling the woman to come upcoming from their any issues is coming, they don't want to come out from their problem and they don't want to speak out from their problem. Because from the beginning, like even in the house, also in the workplace, if you see like what is taught to the woman is a very like what they will be telling to the woman, please, if you have from the childhood, like if any child, a female child is any sexual assault is happening among his family members or any outsiders, is any sexual is happening to his 12 years old or below 12 years old, the child girl, if she is going and complaining to the parents, the many of her parents will don't want to encourage her to talk about that, and they don't want to come out and speak about their issues. What is happening, what has happened, what is the solution? They don't want to declare this to the society that my girl has got assaulted by this so and so person. I don't want to disclose my girl has got victimized because of this harassment act of my known person or any other powerful person. So the same thing is prevailing in this workplace also. When it comes to a workplace, no woman is want to declare that, and more than declaring it, if they felt so like to come out and they want to talk, they don't have the awareness where it should be go and address it. They doesn't know what is to be addressed. If I go and address, what will happen? What will backfire to me itself? If I lose my job, my family will get affected. So she don't want to go and complain about her super bosses or to his immediate bosses. If it has anything happened, she don't want to go and complain, or she is ignoring it. Always we could say that ignorance or ignoring or a negligence of any bad act is happening. If main thing is if the bad behavior is happening, if you're not highlighting it to it is we are accepting it. It means that we are actually accepting that bad behavior, or we don't want to we don't want to establish, or that like we don't want to give punishment to that person. So all these restrictions from the beginning, woman is no, it's a non-spoken, and like they don't want, she don't want to talk about anything. Like if this is all like it is a normal, when if it is like comes to an illegality to end up to give the solution to all these problems, whatever the woman is facing in the workplace atmosphere. The Supreme Court has given the judgment in the 2013. That's why it is called as the Prevention on Sexual Harassment Act 2013. It has got emerged only in the 2013. The draft was from the 2007. It has got drafted, and the Parliament has imposed this act only in the period of 2013. So why it has come? Like before, we cannot say only in the 2013 the sexual harassment has got very importance, or it has got vigorous. No, not at all. It was there when the woman has come to and work. It was from the day one it has started. The sexual harassment has started against the woman from the day one she has come out from that. But it was raising up very drastically. So the Supreme Court have set out many guidelines for against this prevention, prohibition and redressal cell guideline has a given for the sexual harassment to come up and to get the solution for this, and to keep the full stop for all this issue. Why it has comes? Like if all the women are silent, it would have come? No. Like one issue has come. Like there is a case law, Vikasha versus a state of government, Rajasthan government. So what happened to the Vikasha? Vikasha is a Dalit woman. She is in the rural development program. She was in the rural development program. She used to go for the campaign always in the poor village of the Rajasthan. She was always protesting, and she was boycotting, like the child marriage should not happen, the girl child marriage should not happen in any of a society. It is against to the law. So she was always into the field to stop this activity. But what happened to the Vikasha? Vikasha was brutally attacked, and she got a gang raped by her government official itself and by the village top people. She was affected very much because of this, vigorously because of this activity, and she got aggrieved because of this gang rape and other consequences. Hence, the Supreme Court itself has come front, and they wanted to keep the full stop for this. So they have sorted out the very big guidelines for this, where what is a sexual harassment. They have given a complete act, and the bill has been passed from the 2017 and 2013. The bill has been passed into an act. So what is that? I'll just go into a brief legal complications and legality about the sexual harassment. Sexual harassment of a woman at a workplace. It's a Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act of 2000. Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this redressal event in the company? If you take in the company, like company is denotes like factories, restaurant, hospitals, colleges and schools and police station, any PSU or a non-public sector like private sectors and corporates, whatever maybe the women are working. So is it applicable to all the women? It is applicable only to any restrictions on that sexual harassment complaint or a sexual harassment redressal team should be happen? Yes, it is. Like if any factory is having a more than a 10 women employee, irrespective of her age, irrespective of her designation, irrespective of a city, and anything else, there is no restriction on if she is a woman, and if it is a workplace is having a more than a 10 people, 10 women employees, the company is entitled to keep ICC company and sexual harassment policy. This sexual harassment policy is a only redressal cell for women to go and meet the complaint, to complain against any of a person, any person. There is no hesitation on this person we could have. No, if she is affected by any of a person, then she has the space to go and tell her problem to this committee. What this committee is about? what this committee is to. This committee is about to avoid the gender-based discrimination, mainly to gender-based discrimination, and it emphasizes on the gender-based equality, and to maintain the fundamental rights of a woman and the peacefulness, and to create a good atmosphere, good working atmosphere, and whatever is happening. Who and all we can tell that if any visitor is coming, if any visitor is coming to the work, like if she is getting affected because of this workplace is against to her, or any harassment is happening against to her, then visitor can go and launch a complaint. Yes, it is applicable to the visitor and the woman employee who is a casual labor or a trainer or a student in the college or a domestic worker. It is inclusive of a domestic worker. All the ladies can go, if they are affected, they can go and complain in the redressal cell. This redressal cell is mainly maintained by the it is constituted by the 5 members. The 5 members is like majorly they insist on the 5 members. If it is a women, then it will be very fine. They can understand the problem and other thing. Who can be the committee members? Who can be the committee members? What is a committee? The committee is nothing but an internal compliance committee. Any company should have an internal compliance committee. This is to the everybody, like all over, like wherever the factories is there, wherever the branches, units, wherever the woman employee is working, it is applicable to the one company, like a register office or a head office will be having a internal compliance committee, consist of 5 members. This 5 members will be one senior woman employee should be there, who knows about, who has got experience about, who has faced all these problems. Like she must be there as a president. She will be act as a president. Apart from that, 2 members, women members, or 1 person from the HR can be constitute this, along with the NGO or an external body. Why they are insisting on the NGO or an external advocate? Advocate can also be in the panel. So why they are ruling? If other 3 members who are an employees of the worker, so they can be a bias. There can be a bias decision could be taken. So to avoid all this, like the Supreme Court guideline is emphasizing that one external advocate or an NGO has to be who is under the social activities, like women social activists. They can also be a member of it. So completely the committee should consist of 5 members. So how the committee will come? The committee, if they are forming it up, they should have a specific email ID and the phone number should be given. Where it is to be given, it is known to all the employees, it is known to the women where they want to approach it. So the committee has to decide it, and this committee will have to declare their phone number and the email IDs to the public, like a common workplace, like wherever the canteens, they can display this as a notice, and in any washroom, like ladies washroom, they can display it. In meeting halls, they can, in the notice board, it should be permanently displayed. So if any issues have happened, the women employees should directly go and contact, like where I should go, and like just like that, it is a easy way to address their complaints. So that is why the compliance committee has formed. This committee will be always, it should be in the rotational ways, like 3 years this committee will persist. After 3 years, it will be on the rotational basis. Any other 3% with the same constitution, they can form this committee. So whatever the, like if a woman is coming, like if she is coming from for any problem, like if any problem, like she cannot, like the committee has to be genuinely address that problem. It should be easy approachable, and it should be advisable, and they should investigate the problem. Definitely it is a genuine problem, or it is something falsified. Like the woman, it is not completely favorable to the woman. At the instance, once the complaint has come, they will not take an action against the fault, like against that opponent person or the any male victimized person. So what they will do, what is the structure of that? If any complaint has come, they will investigate. they will investigate at least for a 90 days. In between that 90 days, they can give, if it is a vigorous, if the problem is so vigorous, then they will be giving a paid leave to the woman. The woman can, if it is a mentally she has got completely stressed out, the company is liable to give her 3 months of with the paid wages. They can like, she can be allocate for a leave. She can avail that leave and she can go for a relaxation, and then investigation has completed, then she can be called for the work. Meanwhile, this evidence is like whatever the allegation she has opposed, given against the person, then in that scenario this committee will be addressing it based on the evidences and the previous history of that superior. If it is a repetitive, then they will be taking an action against that any affected like any that a male employee. So this is that, like in between they can avail for that women can avail for an interim relief. All these matters will be kept only confidentiality. On any other cost, this sexual harassment cannot be disclosed to an open employees or open organization, like so and so person is affected by so and so person, because of this she has got affected. All this problems cannot be disclosed by this committee to an organization. And an official, if it is going vigorous, more than a sexual harassment, any criminal issues is coming because of this, any other issue, vigorous issues is as per the law is coming, then they can disclose it to the local police station. Apart from that, this will be maintained completely confidentiality for the benefit of the woman and also for the employee, for the male employee. So what like anything can be addressed as an complaint, anything can be addressed as a complaint. We have many questions on this, like if my boss is not giving a promotion to me, can I go and allegate against my boss because of this reason? No, you cannot go and allegate because of this, because there are certain examples is given by that. As I said earlier, like any unwelcome word or comment against the woman is happening, in such scenario the woman can go and complain to the redressal company of the company. What are the, there are certain examples for that unwelcome action. What is it? Any posters is against you, any like which we cannot like see that posture itself, it is very sexually or which is attacking you personally. If the woman or a man, like any physical, like if she is a fat or any identification by showing that, any posters is showing that against it, it is resembling yourself, in that way you are getting it a doubt, then in such scenario you can go and complain to the redressal committee. Again, any offering employment, if you do this favor, then I will offer you an employment. If you do this favor to me, when which is unofficial, which is abnormal, then this kind of an offering, like it is, you can definitely go and address to the complaint committee. And displaying cartoons, any other jokes, which is a eve teasing, and a physical touch, helling you, insulting you, cursing you, or anything. Like basically, if you see, women is always like in nature, we have a sensitivity. We know the limitation and we know the line where the man is standing. If any word is which is going around that, like a genuine, like very decent word, if they are not very decorum in their way of talk, we know very well, we have that sensitivity to bifurcate of both that the man is approaching me with a dignified manner, or like he has some other motive or intention to talk with me. We know very well, we can bifurcate that very well by nature itself, and also by our education and other things. We have that experience to control and like to have the line of that. So we will not confuse ourselves before complaining. You just get a clarity, like what and all can be complained against it. But if you get in any complaint, like please don't keep it yourself. there will be definitely a compliance committee should be there in every organization. If the compliance committee is not there in your organization, if you can ask me, like if it is less than 10 employees, 10 women employees, but regularly I'm affected because of this harassment, so where I can go and complain it? Like I don't have any separate cell to complain. I don't have any senior women employee to go and complain to my by bad things which is happening to me. In such scenario, you can directly go and have an HR person who is in charge of that. In that HR, if you go and meet the HR person to get the solution because of that, if your HR person itself is not nodding or is not accepting your complaint, then you can directly go to a local police station. You can take it up that it is against to my modesty, something has happened. Then it is not considered a sexual harassment. According to the section IPC, like 504 and 509, it talks about the modesty of a woman. If any situation or any workplace is acting against the modesty of a woman, then they can go and complain to the local police station if the redressal cell is absent in their organization. If it is not, the first stage to approach your redressal cell. So where that redressal cell is there, but they are keeping quiet. Then if it is, it will stop. Like a woman can come and the redressal cell responsibility is to give a training. It's the main responsibility. At least a month, every month once, they have to give a training to the women employees and to all the organizations. This is not only the responsible of the women, it is also the responsibility of a male employees also, because they are both are equally working, and they should have a mentality that they should have their approach that she is my colleague, she is no way under to me, I have to take care of her when she is at the working place. If it is not, then I will not be I will be convicted. All this awareness has to be given by the redressal committee to the whole organization once in every month. This all regular trainings will create a very big awareness to the whole employees to how to handle and how to approach this issues. Apart from that, we are keep on like by wherever, like if it is in the 2013 the act would have come, but if you take the statistics, there is almost a 14% of a hike has been registered for this sexual harassment. Like it is very shocking. Around 823 cases filed in India in financial year 19. Again, in 722 cases, it's filed in the financial year 18. So it is gradually is raising up day by day. It is not decreasing. So not only the act or a legal forum will help you to control the sexuality. It is a basic mentality of a man or a woman and the society has to address, and from the system, like from the schooling system, they should have that equal gender equality. They should teach the gender equality, like no, male and women are equal before the society. Whatever the male is benefiting out of her work, out of her efficiency, the same thing female is also have that rights to get that freedom and equality before the society. No way the female is lesser than the male, and she has all that rights to get that equality in the workplace. So this kind of a compliance committee, where it is if they may can ask, only it is possible to the workplace or any other place. If a woman is working in traveling, it is a company responsibility. Like she is going to meet any customer place, like she is not at the organization, she's going to in a workplace like a customer place. Then in such scenario, if any customer, that any action is unverbal, like any involuntary action is happening over there, she has all the rights to complain about that issues also in the redressal committee. Same thing, like if she is going with the cab when they're traveling after the office hours, if anything is happening inside the cab by the driver, in such scenario, always she has a rights to go and complain to the compliance committee. So all this scenario is only to safeguard and to have the peaceful atmosphere and to maintain the decorum of the women, and she has to have the peaceful environment to work upon the and to prove her efficiency in the workplace. So this is a legal and the natural what is happening practically. And if like not only the sexual harassment, now the companies act also stringent about this sexual harassment. Any company has like any report has been maintained, this has to be get into their annual report. Every company will be disclosing the annual report every financial year. They will be disclosing an annual report to the whole shareholders and to the public. In that, they have the separate column, like how many cases the company has faced during that year. In that, all they have to maintain the register. This has to be comes into their annual report. If any of a company is not following that, they enter into a non-compliance, which is they have to pay a 50,000 rupees a penalty for a non-compliance of acti, and the company law board will insist those companies to implement the sexual harassment policy immediately at that workplace. So secondly, all the register, not only this, the government body also involved in this. How that report has to be maintained for the Companies Act in the annual report. The same thing, 3 months once, that all the registers has to be submitted to the local district collector office. So the district collector office will be notifying the high rates or the low rate of the registration of the sexual harassment in that organization. So all these are the redressal and the prevention and the prohibition which is to be happened, like which is to be stopped from the to the work, like to the woman in the organization. So I will end up my session by this. So thanks you for listening.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Good explanation about POSH Act. What are all the works of internal complaints committee? Adala explain panning, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we will go for question and answer session, madam.
Yes, please.
Participants can shoot up their questions through chat box or raise your hands. First, we will start from the chat box, madam.
Yes.
Karthik அப்படிங்கிறவங்க கேட்டிருக்காங்க, how to become a POSH certified trainer? Is there any recognized institution that provides such course?
Thank you, but there is no certain training like a society or anything. You can very well attend the seminars. Many law firms are coming up with a seminar, so you can go and attend the seminar. Second thing, you can read Supreme Court guideline. Like it gives you a very good clarity about that sexual harassment. So all this we can implement and if you have any advocate friends or any legal counsel, you can very well go and approach them. So they will be telling you how to do that. It is not, it is nowhere it's going to be a very complicated thing. Sexual harassment, they haven't defined, and it is not having a very technical complications to understand. This is like how we have to frame it. Like you should see the condition, like it is a 10 employees, 10 women employees. That is a first condition. And what it should be, how it should constitute. Like it should have a 5 members, like a 5 members or the women employees. And if any as a case has come, we cannot treat this as a disciplinary action, normal disciplinary action. This has to be, this has a special category. Like this will be focusing only on the women. So there is no special training or any institute is giving for this POSH. You can go and attend, many seminars are coming, like you can go and attend the seminars. You can read the Supreme Court guideline, and you can take an advice of the external counsel. So these all will help you how to be expertise in the POSH Act.
Okay, madam. Sethu Lakshmi கேட்டிருக்காங்க, what is the mandatory support that gives by the respective company to the victimed woman in her workplace? What is the penalty for the accused person?
Correct. அதுதான் Tamil, I can use it Tamil also, I think.
Please,
like,
madam.
Yes. அதுதான் அதுக்கு முன்னாடி சொன்னதுலேருந்து என்ன மாதிரி சப்போர்ட்னா, ஒரு ஒர்க்கர், ஒரு உமன் எம்ப்ளாயி போய் ஒரு கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா டெஃபினட்டா அந்த கமிட்டி வந்து அதை அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிட்டு என்னங்கிறத காது கொடுத்து டீடைல்டா கேட்கணும். தே ஷுட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் they should understand the sensitive of the case. எல்லாத்தையும் இக்னோர் பண்ணிட்டு நம்மளால போக முடியாது. செகண்ட் திங், என்ன மாதிரி ரிலீஃப் கொடுக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா, அந்த விமன் எந்த அளவுக்கு விகரஸ், அதோட இன்டெப்த் விகரஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதாவது எந்த அளவுக்கு அவ சிவியரா அந்த அந்த ஹராஸ்மெண்ட்ல அவ ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிருக்கா அப்படிங்கறத பார்த்து அவ டெஃபினட்டா ஒரு மென்டல் டொரோமா அண்டர்கான் பண்ணிருக்கானா, தே ஷுட் கிவ் அ இன்டெரியம் ரிலீஃப். இன்டெரியம் ரிலீஃப்னா அவளுக்கு ஒரு லீவ் கொடுத்து அனுப்பி, அதாவது சேலரியோட லீவ் கொடுக்கணும். 3 months லீவ் கொடுத்து அனுப்பி, இந்த இஷ்யூ சால்வ் வர வரைக்கும் நீ வர வேண்டாமா, ஆஃபீஸ்க்கு வர வேண்டாம், we will solve the issues, we will take it up further, and அந்த ஆக்ஷன் என்ன அப்படிங்கறத நாங்க உங்களுக்கு சொல்றோம். ஸோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி லைக் உமன் கேன் யூட்டிலைஸ் திஸ். 3 மாசம் அவங்க தாராளமா வித் பேமெண்டோட தே கேன் டேக் அ ரிலீவ். ஒரு சைக்காட்டிஸ்ட் வேணாலும் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணலாம். இதுல இருந்து வெளியில வர்றதுக்கு என்னங்கிறத பார்க்கலாம். நிறைய ஒரு அவங்கள தன்னை இது தாக்குதல் வந்து எப்பவுமே ஒரு பெண்கள் வந்து எனக்கு மட்டும்தான் இது நடக்குது அப்படின்னு நினைச்சுக்காங்க. இட் இஸ் நாட் ஹேப்பனிங் ஒன்லி டு ஒன் உமன், இட் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங் all over the world. Wherever the women is working all over the world, it is happening. So எப்பவே don't hesitate to come out and speak yourself. அது நம்ம லேடிஸோட very big problem. Whatever the pain we are facing, we are not coming out. We will be thinking like, if I come and outspoke about this, then it will be affect to me. நானே அதனால தாக்கப்படுவேனா, எனக்கு ஏதாவது ஆயிடுமான. தயவு செய்து நீங்க வெளியில வாங்க. உங்க கம்பெனில ரெட்ரஸல் கமிட்டி இருந்ததுன்னா அதுக்கு பேரு இன்டர்னல் கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ஸ் கமிட்டின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அந்த கமிட்டி இருக்கான்னு முதல்ல உங்க ஹெச்ஆர் பர்சனை போய் கேளுங்க. அந்த பாலிசி என்ன, எல்லா கம்பெனிலயும் ஒரு பாலிசி இருக்கும். அவங்க கம்பெனிக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி பாலிசி போடுவாங்க. சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் கைட்லைனோட அந்த பாலிசி இருக்கணும். அந்த ஃப்ரேம் என்ன சொல்லுது அப்படிங்கறத நீங்க தாராளமா அந்த கமிட்டி கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கி படிக்கலாம். நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனைகளை எவிடன்ஸோட போய் ப்ரூவ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு அந்த கமிட்டி மூலமா ரிலீஃப் கிடைக்கும். அப்படி கிடைக்கல அப்படிங்கிற பட்சத்துல உங்களுக்கு அதுல சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் இல்ல, I didn't get any satisfaction, it is very biased, the judgment from the committee is a very biased, definitely you can go and approach the local police station for the modesty effect. You can go and approach the women police station, nearby police station la neenga poi complaint pannalam. This may, if it is aggravated, even the district collector also enter into this problem and they can resolve this problem and get you a good judgment on this.
என்ன பெனால்டி தருவாங்கன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க மேடம். மேக்ஸிமம் என்ன பெனால்டி?
அதாவது பாத்தீங்கன்னா இது வரைக்கும் பெனாலிட்டின்னு எதுவும் இல்லைங்க. அதாவது ப்ரூவ் ஆயிடுச்சு, சப்போஸ் இது வந்து ப்ரூவ் ஆயிடுச்சு, அந்த யாரோ உங்களை ஹராஸ் பண்றாங்க அப்படிங்கறது எவிடன்ஸ் மூலமாவோ அவரோட ஹிஸ்டரி மூலமா இது ரிப்பீட்டேட்டிவா நடக்குது, அவர் மேல கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ஸ் வருது, நிறைய விமன் இந்த மாதிரிதான் கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்களாம். மெயினா ஹெச்ஆர் வந்து அவரை டெர்மினேட் பண்ணட்டும். அதை விட தாண்டி, அதாவது இன்னும் சொல்ல போனா இப்போ நிறைய கம்பெனிஸ்ல இப்போ நீங்க நிறைய கேஸ் லாஸ் பார்க்கலாம். லைக் ஏர் இந்தியா அவனோட எம்ப்ளாயிஸ வந்துட்டு ஹராஸ்மெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கான். உமன் எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் ஒரு பெரிய சிஎஃப்ஓ உமன் எம்ப்ளாய ஹராஸ் பண்ணிருக்கான். For that she has get a benefited of $14 million. அதனால கிடைச்சிருக்கு. So she can get a compensation if it is a vigorously proven. So in such scenario,
madam, sorry, a lot of appreciation and very good session, nice session and all coming. One more question, madam. Is it sexual harassment if I ask a co-worker for a date?
Pardon, sir?
Is it sexual harassment if I ask a co-worker for a date?
That is what is the basic, that's what I'm telling. If it is unwelcomed, if she is not okay with that, then it is a sexual harassment. If she is genuinely okay with that, like she don't have any problem in that, she is mutually understanding what is your intention, then it is not considered as sexual harassment.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Ms. Veda, you can ask your question. Ms. Veda, you can ask your question by unmuting yourself.
Veda,
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Good morning, ma'am. This is Veda Vishwanathan. So I will quickly ask the question because others are waiting, and நீங்க தமிழ்ல சொன்னாலும் it will be much better because there are so many other women wanting to know this. So the first thing is, if I become an ICC member, then is it okay, or should I really take practice with the lawyers like you for um, to become an ICC member, or how will I gain experience? Because வெறும் ICC base பண்ணி நமக்கு prior experience வந்து gain பண்ணிக்க முடியாது இல்லையா?
கண்டிப்பா மேடம், கண்டிப்பா. அதாவது ஐசிசி கமிட்டில ஒரு சீனியர் பர்சன் இருக்கணும், சீனியர் உமன் எம்ப்ளாயி இருக்கணும். ஸோ உமன் நீங்க அந்த ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ல ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட வருஷம், ஒரு 5 இயர்ஸோ 6 இயர்ஸோ, அண்ட் உங்க ஏஜ், உங்க எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், ப்ரீவியஸ் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், அந்த கம்பெனின்னு இல்லை, உங்களுக்கு ப்ரீவியஸ் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருந்ததுனாலே நீங்க ஐசிசி கமிட்டிக்குள்ள வந்துடலாம். ஸோ it is a common sense, like who can address that issue. உங்களால டெஃபினட்டா புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியுதா? if you go in the junior level, அதாவது இப்பதான் அந்த பொண்ணு வந்து டிகிரி முடிச்சுட்டு வந்திருப்பானா, she will not be having a corporate experience, corporate culture இருக்காது. அப்போ அவளால அந்த விஷயத்த அட்ரஸ் பண்ண முடியாத, அவளால அது என்னன்ற கம்ப்ளீட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்கும் இருக்காது. அந்த பட்சத்துல இதுக்குன்னு ஒரு குவாலிஃபிகேஷனோ இதுக்குன்னு ஒரு ட்ரைனிங்கோ தேவையில்லை. நீங்க ஒரு சீனியர் பர்சன் who have a competency to address that issue. உங்களுக்கு அந்த தெளிவும் அந்த நாலேஜும், இது பொய்யா இல்ல நிஜமா இது மாதிரி அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்காங்களா, அந்த கிளாரிட்டி உங்களுக்கு இருந்ததுன்னா definitely you can be an ICC committee member. Apart from that,
still I can opt to work with lawyers like you also, means being an assistant.
டெஃபினெட்லி அதுதான். இப்போ ஒரு ஆர்கனைசேஷன் இருக்குன்னா அதை வந்து ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிடுவீங்க. இப்போ 5 பேர் இருக்கீங்க, 5 பேர் இருந்து கமிட்டினா யூ கேன். ஸோ இப்போ நீங்க சீனியர் போஸ்ட் பர்சனா இருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா நீங்க ஒரு பிரசிடென்டா ஆக்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க. அந்த இதுல வைஸ் பிரசிடென்டா ஒரு ஹெச்ஆர் பர்சனாலோ இல்ல வேற யாராவது பர்சனாலோ தே கேன் ஆக்ட் இட் அஸ் 2 members from your organization. And apart from that, ஒரு அட்வொகேட் இருப்பாங்க who is always be guiding a legality aspect. ஒரு அட்வொகேட் இருக்கணும். apart from that, ஒரு social activist, ஒரு NGO person can be a 5th member of that if it is required. And the two members in sonalla, if you feel any male members can also be there, you can go ahead with that.
Okay, ma'am, I'm already an NGO member, and I am trying to apply for an LLB hereafter. So if I am an NGO member, then I can be the ICC senior member as well as the NGO activist also.
Definitely.
Yeah, that will be an added advantage,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. You can be.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Ms. Hema Malli, you can ask your question. Ms. Hema Malli, you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
மேம், இப்போ நீங்க மந்த்லி ட்ரைனிங் அந்த மாதிரி கொடுக்க சொல்லியிருந்தீங்க இல்லையா? ஆக்சுவலி நாங்க வந்து மீட்டிங் போட்டு நாங்க எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றோம். ஃபேக்டரியில இருக்க லேபர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து நம்ம சொல்றோம், மந்த்லி ஒன்ஸ் நம்ம மீட்டிங் போடுறோம், கமிட்டி வச்சிருக்கோம். ஸோ நீங்க எந்த டைப் ஆஃப் ட்ரைனிங்னா உங்களுக்கு எந்த மாதிரி கொடுக்கலாம் ட்ரைனிங் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாமா?
கண்டிப்பா மேடம். இப்போ நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா எப்பவுமே ட்ரைனிங்ன்றது நீங்க இந்த லீகலை பத்தியோ இல்ல வேற ஏதாவது, லைக் இஃப் யூ ஐ கேன் டாக் இன் இங்கிலீஷ், மெனி ஆஃப் them is asking like you can talk in English. I can talk in English. Yeah, if you give a training, like not only from you can engage some special activist who is completely involving it. Apart from that organization, we have a limited knowledge on that. If you engage any external counsel who is in practice and who is like day to day they are handling the sexual harassment cases kind of thing, like you can engage such kind of external counsel to address that issues, so that they can have that practical experience also. They can share the practical experience also. Apart from this, நீங்க ஒரு அவங்களே அதாவது எப்படின்னா இன்டராக்டிவ் செஷன் மாதிரி, நாட் ஒன்லி யூ ஷுட் கிவ் த ட்ரைனிங், யூ கேன் கெட் அ இன்புட் ஃப்ரம் யுவர் workers itself, like what they are facing it அப்படிங்கறது அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து நீங்க இன்டராக்டிவ் ட்ரைனிங் செஷனா இருந்ததுன்னா இட் வில் பி பெட்டர் வே. ஸோ மெயினா ஏன்னா நம்மளுடைய லிமிடேஷன், நம்ம பாக்குற விதம்ன்றது வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கும் ஒரு ஆர்கனைசேஷன் செட்டப்ல சொல்றது. ஸோ நீங்க வெல் ப்ரொஃபஷனலா, கம்ப்ளீட் ப்ரொஃபஷனலா இருக்கிறவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து நீங்க நாலேஜ் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா இட் வுட் பி good sharing for the purpose.
Actually நாங்க எங்களோட கம்பெனில வந்து most of the employees வந்து women தான் மேம். ஒரு 1%
நீங்க ஐசிசி கமிட்டி வச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
இருக்கு.
ஓகே. அதுல அட்வொகேட்ஸ் இருக்காங்களா?
இல்ல மேம், அந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் இல்ல, பட் கமிட்டி இருக்கு எங்களுக்கு. அதான் கேட்கலான்னு கேட்டேன், வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல மேம்.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Hello?
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you,
Isekiyappan,
ma'am.
Mr. Isekiyappan, you can go with your question.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Hello.
exactly. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please go
Hello.
ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you
Hello.
are audible. Audible, you are
Hello.
audible. Please go ahead.
Sir, hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Sir,
கேக்குது, சொல்லுங்க.
Isekiyappan கேக்குது. நீங்க
Yeah.
போலாம். கேளுங்க.
Yeah. மேடம் மேடம் என்னோட கேள்வி என்னன்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, இப்போ இந்த டவுரி ஆக்ட் மாதிரி இதை மிஸ்யூஸ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா ஆண்கள் எப்படி இதுல இருந்து தப்பிச்சுக்கிறது? அதான் என்னுடைய கேள்வி. இது பெண்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு கண்டிப்பா 2 பெண் குழந்தையோட தகப்பன்கிற முறையில தாழ்மையோட கேட்டுக்கிறேன். இது தேவையான ஆக்ட், அதுல எந்த டவுட்டும் இல்லை எனக்கு. இது தப்பா ஆண்களுக்கு எதிராக யூஸ் பண்ணா ஆண்கள் எப்படி தங்களை பாதுகாத்துக்கிறது?
கரெக்ட் சார். அதாவது ஒரு ரெட்ரஸல் கமிட்டிங்கிறவங்க அதுல உட்கார்ந்துருக்கவங்க பிளைண்டா ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட் வருது அப்படின்னா அதை உடனே எடுத்து உடனே ஒரு ஆண்கள் மேல அகெயின்ஸ்டா எந்த இஷ்யூஸும் எடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. இருந்தாலும் அது வந்து ப்ரூவ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, எவிடன்ஸோட ப்ரூவ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா டெஃபினட்டா அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு அந்த சந்தர்ப்பத்தை ஆண்கள் கொடுக்க கூடாது. ஏன் அன்வான்டா ஒருத்தர் மேல போய் கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணுவாங்கன்றது விமெனுக்குங்கிறது அது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய கொஸ்டின் மார்க்கா தான் இருக்கு.
பட் அதுல பெர்சன்டேஜ் இருக்கு மேடம். இது நடந்திருக்கு. டவுரி ஆக்ட்ல உங்களுக்கு லாயர் உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். டவுரி ஆக்ட்ல பல முறை கோர்ட்டே சொல்லியிருக்குது இது மிஸ்யூஸ் பண்ணப்படுது ஆண்களுக்கு எதிராக கேஸ்ல. ஏன்னா அதை வந்து அவங்க ஒரு வெப்பனா யூஸ் பண்றாங்க லாஸ்ட்.
நீங்க டவுரி ஆக்ட பத்தி சொல்றீங்களா இல்லாட்டி செக்ஷுவல் ஹராஸ்மென்ட்?
இல்ல நான் இல்ல அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட் இது கொண்டு வரேன். அந்த மாதிரி மிஸ்யூஸ் பண்ணதுக்கான வாய்ப்பு இதுலயும் இருக்குல்ல நான் சொல்றேன். எப்படி இப்போ
நீங்க கேக்குறதே எனக்கு புரியுது சார். அதாவது எல்லா இடத்துலயுமே எக்ஸெப்ஷனல் கேசஸ்ன்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கும். நீங்க அஃபெக்ட் ஆறவங்க மேல அஃபெக்ட் ஆனா என்ன அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அது வந்து நான் என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒரு 10% 20% கண்டிப்பா அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுறாங்கன்னா அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுறாங்க, மேலும் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுறாங்க. ஆனா இது டவுரினாலதான் பிரச்சனையா அப்படின்னா இது இண்டிவிஜுவலா தான் பார்க்கணும். அந்த விமனுக்குள்ள ப்ராப்ளமா தான் பார்க்கணுமே தவிர இது டொமஸ்டிக், அதாவது நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி டவுரி ஆக்டோ இல்ல செக்ஷுவல் ஹராஸ்மெண்ட்டோ இந்த மாதிரி அந்த பெண்ணுக்கு ஏற்கனவே அதாவது பேசிக்கலாவே இருக்கக்கூடிய ஈகோயிஸ்டிக் கேரக்டரும் இல்ல வேற ஏதாவது கேரக்டரும் அதோட பிரதிபலிப்பா தான் இது இருக்குமே தவிர இது வந்து இது ஒட்டுமொத்தமான ஒரு மேலுக்கு அகெயின்ஸ்டான விஷயம் அப்படிங்கிறது இது கிடையாது. இது இண்டிவிஜுவலா தான் பார்க்கணும்.
நான் மேலுக்கு அகைன்ஸ்ட் நான் சொல்ல. Thank you ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Maragada Sundari, you can ask your question.
Yeah, morning ma'am, this is Sundari.
Morning Sundari.
See, I wanted to know the limitation period to launch a complaint.
Limitation period.
Yeah.
There is no limitation period, madam. If you are keeping, like if you are neglecting that period, like in the first instance if you want to neglect it, if then it is comes to an second instance. So you please, my kind advice is like if you felt anything bad, anything harassment on the first instance, immediately you can go and launch a complaint with a proper evidence.
Okay. See, I'm working in an IT company. There, what kind of problems we are facing is on our working desk, somebody is writing on some unfilthy languages and all. So, what kind of action can be taken against this?
Definitely, you have ICC committee, ma'am.
Yeah.
Take a photograph of that filthy languages.
Because on against whom we can write a complaint, because we may not be knowing who is writing that, right?
You I think all the IT companies, even in the small companies, we have cameras, CCTV cameras.
Okay,
right?
that will be there in the corners of the workplaces, but they may not be exactly on top of our work desk.
All right, ma'am. There is no issues on that. You please take a photograph and you launch a complaint to the redressal committee. They will be knowing that process. They know how to handle it with the help of a HR department.
Okay.
But don't hesitate or don't keep it. Please go ahead with that. Your problem.
For that only I'm asking, is there a limitation period for that to launch?
No, there is no limitation. If you feel it is wrong, you can just go and complain it. That's all. That is a main thing. Like I just want to insist. Like everybody is like once they are seeing, like women is always be thinking like it has not happened to me, I'm safe. No, because of other, like on benefit of other, like we also have a responsibility to initiate. If I feel anything is wrong or any harassment is happening to any other woman, you have all the rights to go and complain to the redressal committee.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, madam. Madam, chat box in the question paklam.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Madam, is harassing outside the course of employment is considered to be harassment in the workplace?
Definitely, sir. Definitely. As I said, you like any woman is going for an like if you say like if any advocate is going to the court for an official purpose, if any harassment is happening, definitely she can go and launch a complaint. Same thing like if any marketing girl is a woman is going for in a customer place, like she has got affected because of that any harassment, she can go and complain to them. Any college student for any project work, she is going for an industry and she has got any harassed, like definitely she can go and complain. Like there is no restriction. Main thing is like she is going for an official purpose or for a personal purpose. That is the only differentiation.
Thank you, madam. Thank lot of appreciation, madam, for you in the chat box.
Sexual harassment is a criminal matter.
Yes, like right now it is not a criminal matter, but if it is a violence is aggressive, that is what from the beginning I'm telling. The severity and the vigorousness of the violence, if it is going a criminal and it is disturbing the modesty of the women, then it is comes under the penal code. It's a criminal action.
Okay. Let me see some other questions, madam. And we have got a lot of appreciations, madam. Very informative session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
madam, for the insights. Excellent learning session.
Thank you so
and
much.
One more question, madam. For covering domestic violence for women, if please give your brief. Give your brief. Murthy DD.
Pardon?
POSH is covering domestic violence for women.
Okay. POSH is a completely a sexual harassment. POSH is a different and the domestic violence is a different.
Madam, do you have time to answer for another question?
Very much, sir. Very much. No
thank
issues.
you.
Welcome
Thank you,
for
madam.
any questions. No
Thank
problem.
you. If a woman got harassed, but unfortunately there is no physical evidence for it, now how could the woman prove it that it was harassed?
Okay, fine. If there is no evidence for that, she does not have any like a vulgar emails or any pictures or anything to prove that like she has got aggrieved because of that person. In such scenario, like she has gone complaint completely like with the clarity, she has to need with written complaint, she can give it to the officer. Based on the written complaint, the redressal committee will start their investigation process. In that scenario, they don't want to have an evidence, but it should not be falsification. It should be a genuine complaint. For no reason, if it is a falsification, and one more main thing I just want to address it, if any false or any intentionally woman is giving a complaint against a man, it is a proven that it is not a genuine case, then the committee can take any action, disciplinary action against that woman itself. So please don't have any personal motive or any intention or any other reasons. Please don't have any common reasons apart from the sexual harassment to complain against her.
I think this answer is will be happy to all the men, I think. Thank you, madam. Thank you for very clarity answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Mr. Mahesh Kumar, you can ask your question. Mr. Mahesh Kumar. Mr. Mahesh Kumar, you can ask your question by unmuting yourself.
I think he cannot unmute himself, sir.
He has to unmute. Mr. Mahesh Kumar, you can unmute yourself. Okay, please go with the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Is harassing outside the course of employment is considered to be harassment in the workplace? Completely outside, not they are not traveling for the purpose of company, completely outside, is that considered as harassment?
It is not for an official purpose. If they are not if they are traveling for an unofficial purpose, like on Saturday, Sunday, like as previous caller was asking, like if I offer a date, if they are going by willingly, they are going for any date or any outing, like kind of, it cannot be considered the sexual harassment. If it is an official purpose, then it has to be considered as a sexual harassment at the workplace.
Okay, that's all questions about here, sir. Anyone raise their hand, sir? Krishnamurthy, sir? Any
No,
participant?
no, only the Magesh Kumar is unable to unmute himself. Okay, we can wind up.
Okay, okay. And this is our next program, Your Attitude Matters by Dr. Dhanalakshmi, RV, Professor and Head of the Oxford College of Engineering, Bengaluru, on Wednesday, 15 July at 6:45 p.m. Hope to see all of you on Wednesday's program. Now, vote of thanks by Mr. S. Balachandra, sir, Director, ELM World Academy, Joint Director, CAP. Over to you, sir.
Excellent explanation about this direction. Nisha ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for your excellent explanations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Your participation made us understand better and the legal complications involved in the act. Hope the program created good awareness among our participants. It is a very useful program for us. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to the CAT team again, and to Balachandra, Mr. Balachandra, Mr. Krishnamurthy sir, and Mr. Pandian, and Sahana, and Geeta ma'am, everyone. Thanks for giving this opportunity to expose some awareness to the society.
Okay. Thanks for Mr. Pandian, our zonal director, for the nice introduction, and our CARE designer Nandanan, and our CARE trainer Sahana, and our technical team Success Media Shankar, JC Bala, and our coordinator Geeta. Thanks for all, and thanks for all our participants on behalf of Dr. Krishnamurthy. Thanks. Thanks, Geeta.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for following us and eagerly participating in our online sessions. Hope our sessions has brought a lot of changes to you and to our society. See you all on Wednesday's program. Till then, bye. It's from CARE. Take care.